Good day. Thank you for joining me for another Atari 2600 gameplay. As you can see, I've got queued up here the game Phoenix by Atari from 1982, which differs from the name of the file that I've got, which says 1983, but that's, I think, neither here nor there. So there are no variations to the game here. It's just, how do you start it though? What's going on here? Whoop. Okay, again my analog sticks is not serving me well. So your force field is activated by pulling down. This is, I guess I should back up. This is a conversion of the arcade game of the same name, Phoenix, which I'm pretty sure was not an Atari game. So it's obviously a derivative in some ways of Space Invaders and Galaga, Galaxian. Same kind of game, same style of game, but it's got some nice differences. In the arcade it had music that I found very compelling back in the early 80s, but not that impressive by today's standards. These big birds, these large birds, you can knock their wings off, but in order to destroy them you need to hit them in the center. And I think their wings will regenerate at some point. The graphics here are really quite good, actually. The effect when you hit them in the center is actually very similar to the arcade. Your points, I think, vary depending on how close they are to you when you shoot them. And according to the manual anyways. I guess that was an extra player already. I've either got 5 or 6 ships, either 5 more, or 5 total, I'm not sure which. Now I think we come, yes, here we go. This is a difference from, the Space Invaders and Galaxian and all that. So this is the, I don't know what they call it, it's a base. And you have to get through the rotating shield portion in order to get a shot through to the center there, and then you have to get through the hit the alien in the middle, and then you start over again. So I believe it's supposed to get more challenging. That's not obvious so far. For some reason, on this wave, the second wave of small birds, auto fire is enabled in that if you hold your fire button down, it'll fire every time. You can only have one shot on the screen at once, but on that second wave of birds you can auto fire, meaning it'll just keep firing if you hold it down, but on every other wave you have to hit the fire button repeatedly. It actually says this in the game manual, so it's not clear to me what the rationale for that is. They didn't explain the why. Oh, I guess I could have used my shield, eh? I had the same problem in the arcade. I never remembered to use my shield. Oops. So graphically, this is actually, I think it's really quite good. I don't think there's any way to punch through. Well, maybe as it gets lower, you might be able to punch through more than one layer of shield in a go, but alright. It seems to me that one descended maybe a little more quickly, so that That might be where some of the challenge is in the increasing difficulty. So far, these first couple of rounds don't actually seem to be any more difficult. And here's the auto fire thing, which is kind of nice. I say that's what I say. Oop. Once again, shields would have been the thing to do. Ooh. I do like the way the bullets change color, but I mean that's because they're in the same row as the birds, but still it's kind of a nice looking effect. When your shields are active, you can't move, but you can fire. Right, I was just kind of trying to keep an eye on the bird there. I thought I'd clip both wings off of, and they do regenerate fairly quickly. Yeah, there it goes. I tried to activate my shield that time, but I did not succeed. Alright, 20,000, 6 minutes in-ish, 7 minutes in. A bit of blathering. Okay, I'm going to have one more go, and that'll probably do it. It's pretty colorful. You know, the graphics are about as high resolution as the Atari would get, I think. I'd have to take a look at something like Demon Attack, or maybe not. They might have been capable of doing a little finer vertical resolution. I'll have to look at that. I was just playing the other day. I was playing Wing War, and it seems to me the sprites had a bit more definition in the vertical sense. Or something like Demon Attack. That felt a little unnecessary. There's some precision shooting right there, tell you what. One extra player. I wonder if that's the only one you get, because I didn't get any for 10 or 20, I'm pretty sure. One base down. One base down. Change direction a little bit unpredictably. So when you think you've got them lined up, they'll often zig the other direction. See, I am trying to activate the shields there, or at least I was that time. Failing once again, so I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong there. maybe I'm having kind of a net diagonal thing, which must not be any good. Maybe it has to be purely down on the joystick, which of course in my case right now is keys. So there we go. In the arcade there were birds on this level as well, but I guess that's just a little too much for the old 2600. I'm not sure why they implemented the auto fire thing on this level. Like it doesn't feel materially any more difficult than the first level. I guess you could just sit and peel wings off these guys all day and get points, eh? Although they kind of come down and dive bomb you from time to time. What was my last one? A little over 20,000, I think. Ooh, close. That was close. So this was not a game I had ever experienced on the 2600. In fact, I think this might be my first time playing it. As I said, I did play it in the arcade, and you know, I'll have to go look. I'm not sure if there's a version of this for the 8-bits. I definitely played this in the arcade. I can tell you exactly where.
5, 8, 7, 5, 9.
Right. My apologies. Unpredictable. When the phone rings, I guess I could put it on mute, but it hardly ever rings. And of course, it's always It's always almost invariably someone trying to sell you something or a scammer. Not sure what. Oh, darn it. Darn it. The old phone call threw me a little bit there, trying to pause the game. Oh well. All right. Well, you know what? That's a pretty good game. I like it. It's a pretty decent version, and for the 2600, I think it's actually quite solid. So, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time.